Imagine walking into a messy university dorm room. You see a regular guy sitting at a small desk, surrounded by stocks of economics textbooks and half-finished notes. He does not have a fancy car, he does not have any tattoos, he does not even have an Instagram account. You would probably think he's just another student worrying about his next exam. But this guy is actually the engine of the greatest football team on the planet. While his classmates were planning their weekend parties, he was preparing to mark the best players in the world. This is the story of Rodrigo Hernandez, the man we all know as Rodri. He is a player who was once told he was too weak to make it, only to grow into the most important player in the sport. Before he was lifting trophies in front of millions, Rodri was just a kid in Madrid who loved the ball more than anything else. He started out at a small club called Rayo Majadahonda. Even as a young boy, Rodri had a special brain for football. He could see things before they happened. He knew where the ball was going to go before it even left his teammate's foot. He was not the fastest or the strongest, but he was always the smartest person on the pitch. When he was 11 years old, he got the dream call that every kid in Madrid wants. He was invited to join the academy of Atletico Madrid. He spent years there, working hard and moving up through the age groups. But then, at 17, his world fell apart. The coaches at Atletico sat him down and told him something that would have crushed most teenagers. They said he lacked physical strength. They thought he was too small and too thin to compete in the tough world of professional football. He had spent years wearing the red and white stripes, and suddenly he was told he was not good enough. But Rodri did not give up. Instead of crying about it, he and his family looked for a new path. They found it at Villarreal. He moved away from his home in Madrid to the east coast of Spain. This was a massive turning point. He was a long way from his friends and family, and he had to grow up fast. While he was training with Villarreal's youth team, something strange started to happen. That kid who was supposedly too small suddenly started to grow, and he did not just grow a little bit. He shot up until he was over 6 feet tall. It turned out that Atletico Madrid had been wrong. He was not too small, he just had not finished growing yet. At Villarreal, Rodri started to show everyone what they had missed. He made his professional debut in December 2015 when he was 19 years old. It was a cup game against Huesca, and even then you could see his quality. He was calm, he was composed, he never panicked. But while his football career was taking off, he was doing something that almost no other top-tier player does. He enrolled in university. He wanted to have a normal life. He wanted to be around people his own age who were not talking about football 24 hours a day. When he had away games, he would bring his textbooks on the bus. By the 2017-2018 season, Rodri was a regular starter for Villarreal. He played 37 games in La Liga that year, and he was incredible. He was recovering the ball more than almost anyone else in the league. His passing was so accurate it looked like he was using a laser. People started calling him the next Sergio Busquets. And then the irony of football happened. Atletico Madrid, the club that had kicked him out for being too small, realized they had made a huge mistake. They wanted him back. They were willing to pay 20 million euros to bring him home. Returning to Atletico in 2018 was a huge moment. He went from being a kid who was rejected to being the man who was supposed to lead their midfield. Under the manager, Diego Simeone, he learned the dark arts of defending. Simeone is a coach who demands toughness. He wants his players to fight for every inch of grass. Rodri had the intelligence, but now he added the grit. He played 47 games in his single season back at Atletico and helped them win the UEFA Super Cup against their rivals, Real Madrid. He was becoming a complete player. He had the brain of an economist and the heart of a lion. But then an even bigger opportunity knocked on his door. Manchester City and their legendary manager Pep Guardiola were looking for someone to replace their longtime captain, Fernandinho. Pep is a perfectionist. He needs a midfielder who can be his eyes and ears on the pitch. He saw in Rodri the perfect student. In the summer of 2019, Manchester City paid £62.5 million to sign him. It was a record fee for the club at the time. Transitioning to the Premier League is never easy. The game in England is much faster and much more physical than in Spain. So he spent hours with Pep Guardiola watching videos, analyzing his positioning, and learning exactly where he needed to be to protect his defense. Slowly but surely, the doubt started to fade away. Rodri became the heartbeat of Manchester City. He was the one who decided how fast the team played. If he wanted to slow things down, he would play short, simple passes. If he wanted to attack, he would fizz a pass through the lines to the strikers. In the 2020-2021 season, he helped City win the Premier League and reach their first ever Champions League final. However, that final against Chelsea ended in heartbreak. Pep Guardiola decided not to start Rodri in that game, and City lost 1-0. It was a devastating moment for him, sitting on the bench and watching his team struggle without him. But as always, he used that pain to get better. The next 2 years were a masterclass in consistency. Rodri was playing nearly every single minute of every single game. In the 2021-2022 season, he scored a massive goal against Aston Villa on the final day of the season to help City come from behind and win the title. He was becoming a player for the big moments. He was no longer just a defensive midfielder. He was a leader. He was the man who kept the engine running even when things got tough. Then came the 2022-2023 season, the year that would change his life forever. Manchester City were chasing the treble, the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the Champions League. No English team had done it since 1999. Rodri was the foundation of everything. He played 56 games that season, more than any other player in the squad. He was exhausted, but he never stopped. The climax of his journey happened on a humid night in Istanbul, Turkey. It was the Champions League final against Inter Milan. The game was tense. Manchester City were the favorites, but they were struggling to break down the Italian defense. Their star playmaker, Kevin De Bruyne, got injured and had to leave the pitch. The fans were nervous. The players looked stressed. It felt like another final might slip away. Then, in the 68th minute, the ball was cut back toward the edge of the penalty area. Rodri was standing there, perfectly positioned, just like he had practiced 1,000 times. He did not try to hit the ball as hard as he could. He used his brain. He placed a precise, powerful shot right into the corner of the net. The stadium erupted. That single goal was enough to win the game 1-0. Manchester City were the champions of Europe. Rodri was named the man of the match. From being rejected as a teenager for being too small, he had become the man who conquered Europe. But he did not stop there. The following season, he went on a run that seemed almost impossible. For 74 consecutive games that he played in for Manchester City, the team did not lose a single match in normal time. Let that sink in. For over a year, every time Rodri stepped onto the pitch, his team was basically invincible. He was not just a player, he was a lucky charm and a tactical genius rolled into one. He finished the 2023-2024 season with some incredible stats. He had the most passes in the Premier League, with over 3,600. He had a pass completion rate of 92%. He even added more goals to his game, scoring 8 goals and providing 9 assists in the league alone. Then came the summer of 2024 and the European Championships with the Spanish national team. Spain had a young team, and many people did not expect them to win. But they had Rodri in the middle. He was the veteran presence, the guy who kept the youngsters like Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams calm. Spain won every single game in the tournament. Even though Rodri had to come off at halftime in the final against England due to an injury, his impact over the whole tournament was so huge that he was named the player of the tournament. Within a year, he had won the Champions League, the Premier League, the Club World Cup, and the Euros. This incredible run led to the ultimate individual prize. In October 2024, Rodri was awarded the Ballon d'Or. This is the trophy given to the best player in the world. For years, this award was dominated by flashy strikers like Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. It is very rare for a defensive midfielder, the guy who does the dirty work, to win it. But Rodri's greatness was impossible to ignore. And at the 2026 World Cup, he finally brought Spain to victory and raised the World Cup. Despite his fierce competition with Messi in the finals, he kept his composure and dominated the game completely. He ended up getting the Golden Ball Award. the tournament's MVP, and proved that his role as a defensive midfielder has contributed to the game immensely and carried the team to victory. If you guys enjoyed this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. It helps me immensely to prepare for the next quality content. Thank you always for your support.
True.